Welcome back to the Traveling Templar channel. Today's video is on the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. Today marks the 123rd anniversary of the formation of the Supreme Council of the 33rd degree of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite for the southern jurisdiction of the United States of America. The ancient and accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, or simply known as the Scottish Rite, is perhaps the most well-known concordant body of Freemasonry, maybe second only to the Shriners. It confers a series of progressive degrees, from the 4th degree to the 33rd degree. These degrees build upon the ethical and moral teachings and philosophies offered in the Blue Lodge through dramatic presentations. These degrees should not be seen as superior to the first 3 degrees of craft masonry, but as continuation of one's search for more light or knowledge in Freemasonry. The first body of the Scottish Rite is called the Lodge of Perfection. This body consists of the 4th degree through the 14th degree. The top 3 elected officers of the Lodge of Perfection are the Venerable Master, Senior Warden, and Junior Warden. Here's a list of the degree names of the Lodge of Perfection. The second body is called the Chapter of Rose-Croix. This body consists of the 15th degree through the 18th degree. The elected officers of the chapter are the Wise Master, Senior Warden, and Junior Warden. Here is a list of the degrees of the chapter. The third body is called the Council of Kadash. This body consists of the 19th degree through the 30th degree. The top 3 elected officers of the Council of Kadash are the Commander of Kadash, the First Lieutenant Commander, and the Second Lieutenant Commander. Here is a list of the degrees for the Council of Kadash. The fourth body is called the Consistory. This body is consisted of the 31st degree and the 32nd degree. The elected officers of the Consistory are the Master of Kadash, Prior, Preceptor, Chancellor, and Minister of State. For those 32nd degree Masons who have given meritorious service to the community and to Freemasonry, the Rite may confer upon them the honor of Knight Commander of the Court of Honor, and later the 33rd degree. The Lodge of Perfection, Chapter of Rose-Croix, Council of Kadash, and Consistory unite under a single body referred to as the Valley. These valleys unite under an Orient, which is presided over by a Sovereign Grand Inspector General. These Orients then fall under the auspices of a central authority known as a Supreme Council. In the United States, there exist 2 Supreme Council, the Northern Masonic Jurisdiction and the Southern Jurisdiction. These degrees and structures are different from the Northern Masonic Jurisdiction to the Southern Jurisdiction. The structure that I discussed is with the Southern Jurisdiction Supreme Council. Digging through Masonic history can sometimes be difficult because for a variety of reasons, past a certain date our Masonic ancestors failed to leave sufficient records whereby the true history of Freemasonry could ever be attained. So it is with Scottish Rite Masonry, as little is known about the origins of these degrees. The earliest references to this rite is in France. Some surmise that although it is first seen in France, many think that the Scots brought it with them to France when they fled in search of refuge. From this, many believe that the migration led to the use of the term Scottish. In Freemasons for Dummies, Brother Christopher Hodap states that France was Freemasonry's foundry furnace, from which many different Masonic and pseudo-Masonic groups were formed. Many of them occurred after the famous oration delivered by Chevalier Andrew Michael Ramsay in 1737, which connected Freemasonry to crusading knights. In Bordeaux, an influential Masonic center in France, was established a Scottish Lodge, which had a set of advanced degrees. In 1761, Masonic authorities granted a patent to Stephen Morin, a resident of Bordeaux, to spread the degrees across the Atlantic to the American colonies. In 1763, Morin was established in the West Indies. The degree system he established was one of 25 degrees and was known as the Rite of Perfection. In 1767, Henry Franken, a Dutch merchant, organized a Lodge of Perfection in Albany, New York. Prior to his time in the colonies, he had been in the West Indies and had been deputized by Morin. In addition to creating this body in Albany, he transcribed all of his degrees into books which are referred to as the Franken manuscripts. From the fourth degree, or secret master, to the 25th degree, royal secret, or Knights of St. Andrew, the faithful guardians of the sacred treasure. The years following, other deputies were appointed by Morin, which organized Masonic groups and conferred these advanced or higher degrees along the colonies. These groups were decentralized and independent of one another, but all agreed upon the authority they had received from Stephen Morin. It wasn't until May 31st, 1801, that a central authority was established which was called the Supreme Council of the 33rd Degree for the United States of America in Charleston, South Carolina. This Supreme Council sought to create order out of chaos. With this creation, it centralized and established a system of degrees ending with the 33rd degree. Today, the headquarters is in Washington, D.C., at the well-known House of the Temple. On August 5, 1813, Emmanuel de la Mota, a 33rd from Savannah, Georgia, and Grand Treasurer General of the Supreme Council at Charleston, organized in New York City the Supreme Council of the 33rd Degree of the Northern District and Jurisdiction of the United States of America, which today holds authority over 15 states east of the Mississippi and north of the Ohio River. The headquarters today is in Lexington, Massachusetts. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and you can also follow me on X, Instagram, and Facebook.